Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And I'm back with another recap of Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 2, Episode 16, A Gamble of Love. So as we already know, Zach and Paul had a confrontation. So basically, Zach tried to put Paul in his place by talking about how they both talking to the same woman. But in this case, Fatima is still engaged to him. And basically, Paul tells Valerie that, you know, we're divorced now. I mean, we're both seeing the same woman, or was seeing the same woman, but she's in love with him. And Valerie was like, well, dang, that sounds kind of crazy, but engaged. So eventually they had their words. And then Bryce was still, not Bryce. Yeah, Bryce was still trying to say some stuff, but it was like, just shut up, be quiet, and just be good. So with that being said, Paul wanted to talk to Zach, and Zach was like, no. And then Paul was like, listen, I've been through this. I'm going to give you some advice. So basically, them two were going back and forth at it. And Paul basically suggested that Zach is not going to give Fatima back unless he be open and vulnerable to her. Like, show her that you're really committed to being in this relationship and stop just going with their he said, she said situation. But that was the case. They still had some words. And Zach was like, if we wasn't on the first floor, I would have put you through that window. And he was like, and Paul was like, yeah, and that's the sad part. And then he walked off. He was like, yeah, good you leaving, mother effer. I was like, what in the world? Zach is going through it. So him and Bryce is still pestering him about the whole money situation. He was like, nah, I'm good. Like, let it go. Like, Bryce thinks it's something personal about why Zach doesn't want to do the investment. But Zach is thinking about financial-wise. He ain't got to let that just to be shelling out 500 grand, half a grand on a project that might not even go through. Like, he's thinking smart and logical. And Bryce is just thinking like it's a personal situation that's stopping them from getting to the money. No, it's something that Zach is picking up on that Bryce is not getting. But anyways, they had a little confrontation and then they went on. So now, what else? Oh, like I said, Mona and Fatima, they finally went out to lunch and whatever. And they were talking and stuff like that. And that's when they invited Fatima and Zach to come to dinner that night. So I guess Fatima said she'll think about it. So later on, Fatima gets back to work and she meets up with the guy KC, and she talks to him about the whole Deja situation, about being sued. And he was trying to tell her, like, you'll be a great lawyer one day. Just keep doing what you gotta do. You know, go to your classes and stop trying to work so much here at the law firm, stuff like that. She was like, yeah, I will. And they went their separate ways. Angela wanted all the tea on Fatima and their dinner date. So eventually, Fatima and Zach, they show up at the Wilson's house. And the mom and dad sit down and she cooked off Fatima's favorites. And they basically trying to want to introduce Fatima and Zach to each other all over again. And they had a story to tell. So basically, come to find out, Fatima's mom had an affair on the stepdad, and you know they separated for a little bit. But you know, Fatima's mom was always into the hood boys, which is kind of like how Zach and Fatima's relationship is. Like, she's a pretty girl with a gun in her purse. Like, she cute and classy. And Zach was like, yeah, that sounds familiar. So after them hearing the stories and whatnot, Fatima was like, Mom, you had an affair. She was like, listen, let's not talk about that right about now. So basically, Henry was trying to air out all Mona's business, but Mona thought it was best to just share what was necessary in the point of fixing Zach and Fatima's relationship at hand. So Henry was like, so the only way this is going to work out if you show effort. And Fatima was like, yeah, they show some effort on Zach's part. And Zach was like, yeah, more than I deserve. So basically, to save face, Zach and Fatima told the parents that, you know, they're going to work on and stuff like that. So after that, they came out to greet them goodbye. And they gave them a to-go plate. So after they went inside, Fatima and Zach started talking. Zach really wants Fatima to come home because he knows and she knows that they both miss each other. And he keep telling her he gonna leave the door open. Like, Fatima, just take that man up on his offer and go to the house. You know you miss that man. You know you miss that man and he misses you. But at the same time, I see where she's coming from because it's like, you don't want to, like, keep giving guys, even though you love him, like, so many passes, because it's like they're going to think, oh, I could do this over and over again. You got to show them that you mean business. Like, I get it. I totally get it. I see where on both sides. But it's like, right now, Fatima, Zach got to work for what he wants. You got to fight hard. They said their piece. And he was like, I'm going to leave the door open for you. And she was like, you shouldn't. You're going to get robbed. So I'm going to leave the door open for you. And she told him, keep trying. It shows that he's working on himself. And he does that. So after Fatima gets into her car, because clearly Fatima ain't going home with him, Connie calls and he's like, listen, no, Connie, and dismisses. So by this time, Fatima's on her way to Angela's house. And Angela was like, I was waiting for you all night. And Fatima was like, Angela was like, what happened? She was like, girl, basically my mom had an affair. She told us stuff that we weren't supposed to hear as a child and all this good stuff. And then Angela was like on Zach's side, like she really wants to see them win and stuff like that. And she also told her about the whole Belinda situation. Because earlier, Angela went to go see Belinda before she went to work, and that's how they found out it was Belinda behind that whole situation. Like, you did that, you was petty, and that was that. Also, Fatima says her and Belinda's no longer friends, so that's another thing in the past. Let's see, what else? I hope I'm not forgetting nothing, but if I am, you know how I do. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So after that, Fatima was like, she's just gonna go upstairs, take a bath, go to sleep, and put her headphones on, but Angela was basically trying to get her out the house because, she got company coming over, trying to find out Sam is coming back over. So, yeah, that's another story. Fatima told Angela not to have too much fun. And she was like, yeah, good night, whatever. So, I missed the part. Earlier in the day, after Zach and Paul had their confrontation, Zach went to the barbershop so Mr. Tyrone could fix up his fade. And both Tony was there. And Nate came in. So basically, him and Belinda are still messing with each other. Supposedly, he's living with Tony. He don't have a job. And he's still sleeping around with all these girls. And he's basically saying he likes these bad girls. No, you're just easy. You just want the screw. You're going to catch yourself out there with a disease. But anyways, Zach is still like on the fence with Nate. Because Nate is like, he ruins a lot of good things. And Zach is now finally trying to say, like, listen, you need to grow up. Like, you can't be doing all this stuff. And you're not a child. You're a grown man. Like, get your act together. So, him and Tony started talking and whatnot. Then Mr. Tyrone gave them some more good advice. Talking about that therapy going to mess you up. And he was like, yeah, whatever. Okay. So, then later on that day, they went to dinner. So, that's that part I missed. Let's see. I hope I didn't miss nothing else. Yeah. I hope I didn't miss nothing else. But if I did, y'all let me know in the comment section. Because, like, today has been, like, crunch time for me. So, it's like school is back in session. So, I'm trying to get my videos and stuff out to you guys with the quick, fast, and the hurry. So, if I did miss anything, let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, I forgot. By the time Zach gets home, Connie shows up at his doorstep. And he's like, what are you doing here? She was like, I'm here. It's about your mother. And she was like, we need to go. I think we should go. So she ends up getting into his car. And they leave. I guess they head to the hospital. So, yeah. I hope, but we already know what's going to happen to his mom. But, yeah. He don't know. But we already know. But, yeah. So, that's what I had to, get that little part out there to you. With that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.